Welcome to Serenity Productions. Come on, Princey. You can't fall asleep yet. We're almost there. Well, if your soldiers weren't so well trained, I wouldn't need to keep us moving. We could have set up camp somewhere and just rested for the night. So really, this is your fault for holding them to such a high standard. I can't risk them scouting the surrounding woods of any towns we might stop at. Which means that we need to keep moving. Are you telling me that you've never been on a campaign where you had to keep moving and couldn't stop for anything? Another luxury of belonging to the great Imperial Army, then. No. There have been times where I've gone weeks without really stopping. Couldn't afford to. Don't worry, Princey. Once we're back at camp, I'll make sure to get you the nicest cot I can. And then you could sleep for a few days if you'd like. You're more quiet than usual. I was expecting more questions out of you. Come on, there has to be something else that you want to ask me. How about this? You ask me anything, and if it's something I can answer, I'll answer it. No tricks, no games. Just straight honesty, Princey. Well, if we're going to be companions on this little adventure of ours, I think we should be more honest with each other. We already have that trust thing down pat. Honesty shouldn't be too hard to tackle. I promise, any question, I will answer it. No, I don't have any family left. That wasn't a lie. It's just little old me. Of course, the elders would tell you we're all one family under the moon god, but... yeah, it's not the same. I used to have an older sister. God, she would get on my nerves. Always thought she knew everything and was always bossing me around. I'm surprised how much I miss it sometimes. She was caught up in a raid. Mom and I couldn't get to her in time. Dad died before I was born. Was trying to get a few of our kin out of prison. He didn't come home, apparently. My mom, yeah. It's not an uncommon story for any shadowling that you run into. It's all pretty much the same. We get caught, and we get killed. I'm not trying to make you feel bad, Princey. I'm just answering your question. Honesty, right? Oh, now that answer is a little bit more, Okay, well, I chose to steal from you because we needed a huge amount of sunstones. And yes, I could have gone to quite a few places to get it, but we were already in the city, and honestly, I wanted the bragging rights of being the first shadowling to steal from the Sun Prince. I'm not always the smartest person in the kingdoms. It was just that I had never gotten caught before. So I guess my hubris got to my head and I thought I would just be able to get in and out, no issues. And the amount of sunstones would be enough to pay off any debts we had and help us survive for at least a year. I had been stalking you for a couple of weeks before that, and to be fair, you were supposed to be at the fair the entire time. You weren't supposed to come back to your room. Alright, I have a question for you. Why did you come back to your room that day? Is the idea of marriage really that frightening? Ah, so the princess is as vain as they say. Rumors get around, Princey. Especially those of a bratty princess looking to become the next Sun Empress. So then, if not for political gain, why would you want to marry? Love. What a noble notion. No, Princey, for once, I'm not making fun of you. Love is noble. To marry for such a thing would be anyone's dream. Never really thought about it. I've always been focused on just surviving. Never really had time to think about love. Of course I would. I'm not callous, just scared. Whoever I fell in love with would always be in danger because of me. We would always be on the run because I wouldn't be accepted anywhere. And then, if he was captured, the poor fool who took me for his wife, I don't know if my heart could take another loss like that. Or if I could bear the weight of asking someone to go through that with me. A life of running, a life of little wealth, of constant fear. Who would want to live like that if they didn't have to? And before you ask, I have dated men in my community. Never works out the way we hope. We're too bitter and cynical for our own goods these days. So few of us actually find love with one another. And it's not for lack of trying. I'm too wild for most tastes. Always going off and putting myself in danger. Much like my father, apparently. But I can't stand by to watch us wallow in our nothingness. I guess I'm just waiting for the man that's capable of bearing my burdens with me. Someone who could keep up with me, as it were. Who knows? Maybe after we're done here and you make the world right again, maybe then I'll have time to carve out my own love story. Well, I'll hold you to that then. I will also be expecting you to pay for the wedding, and I won't settle for anything less than a huge party and ceremony. No, you can have the honor of walking me down the aisle, too. Imagine the history we'll be making. Sun Emperor walks shadowing advisor down the aisle. Yes, advisor. Surely you don't expect me to go back to being a thief after all is said and done. And someone will have to keep you honest. Seriously, though, never took you for a romantic. No, I like it. I like knowing that the future emperor has a heart to him. Gives me more hope for the future. Hope is all I'm going on right now. And it's all I have to convince the elders that you are worth having it in. Too many years have we been plagued with doubt and distrust. It was time we started believing in something again. And I think you're something worth believing in. Here we are. Welcome to the Shadowling camp, Princey.